Hello, it's James here, and welcome back to part 3 of my complete Blu-ray 4K DVD collection. Shouldn't have said DVD, because I'm going to have to film loads. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started on part 3. And let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got in the pile. The Assassination with Misha Barton, Bruce Willis and Rhys Daniel Thompson. And we're going to start off with my favourite catchphrase. What's my favourite catchphrase, everyone? I haven't seen it. I think you'll be hearing that quite a bit over the next few. But to be honest with you, I had a look. As I was putting these piles, there's some pretty good movies in this shelf. There's some ones I've not seen, and there's some terrible ones, but there's some pretty good ones in here as well, I think. Amazing Spider-Man in 3D. The bad. Not going to say much about that one. Looper. Just got this slipcover from Sparrow, and it's great. Looper's a great movie. Time travel, killing yourself type of thing. I think it's a really, really good movie. I'd really enjoy that one. So good stuff on this shelf. Twilight, Breaking Dawn. Never seen it. To be honest with you, you know when I say I keep movies and things like that. This one. No, I'm not keeping it. I'm just not. Goodbye. The Goonies. Classic movie. Watched it with my son the other night there. What a movie that is. Really would like to own that one in 4K, and I will get in 4K eventually. But what a movie that is. I was in Tesco's the other day, and I got one of the Baby Ruth bars, and I gave it to my son, and I gave it to him, and he went, I said, "There's a Baby Ruth bar." And he, yeah, but that was before he seen the film. And then he went to see the film and said, "Oh, that's what that is." So happy with that. What a movie that is. The Last Stand. Actually, a very good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I enjoy that one. The Night in the City. Haven't seen it. Or haven't seen it. I should be complete. Haven't seen it. Night in the City. The Runner with Nicolas Cage. Haven't seen it. Mr. Holmes with Gandalf himself, Ian McKellen. Haven't seen it. I really need to get rid of these rental copies in my collection, but I probably will once I replace them. That is Red Riding Hood with Amanda Seyfried and Gary Oldman. Haven't seen it. What else we got? Resident Evil Extinction. Have seen it, but it was a long time ago. Pixels. Haven't seen it. Paranormal Activity. Have seen it. Thought it was really good. Red Sparrow. I picked that up just after it came out. And I paid $5.99, and I was going to trade it in, but I kept it. I just kept it, and it's an okay movie. I think it's no too bad. Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, spy, ballerina turned spy. Yep. Tom Selleck in High Road to China. Haven't watched it, but I always plan to. It's Tom Selleck's version of Indiana Jones, isn't it? Because he got offered the role of Indiana Jones and turned it down. I think that's what it is, yeah. Haven't seen it, don't want to see it. The Karate Kid. So why is it in my collection? Because my daughter likes it. Oh, no more stickers, I need to take these off. Race to Witch Mountain with The Rock. Haven't seen it. Brooklyn's Finest. I haven't seen it. With Ethan Hawke and Richard Gere. Great cast. Is that Wesley Snipes in that as well? and Don Cheadle. Outpost 2. Evil Rises Again. I haven't got Outpost 1. Haven't seen it, but Nazi zombie movie by the looks of it. And I do enjoy a good Nazi zombie movie, but I haven't watched that one yet. Revenge. Haven't seen it. Rio 2. Haven't seen it. That's why these are my... most of these are on my shelf around there, because it's ones that mostly I haven't seen. I think. And absolute classics. Elite Squad. Haven't seen it. Pact. Haven't seen it. Outside the Law. Looks like a Pineland special. I haven't seen it. What else we got? Hugo 3D. Haven't seen it. The Eagle with Channing Tatum. Have seen it. Really enjoyed that one, actually. Really good movie. I think, anyway. Jaws 2. Need to change that case. The Spiderweb Chronicles. Haven't seen it. Halloween. I'm going to be a bit controversial here. I don't actually like this movie. I've watched it 2 or 3 times and I still don't like it. Just don't. Don't know why, I just don't like it. Grown Ups. I haven't watched it. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. I know people, a lot of people don't like Adam Sandler, but I do. Certain movies. Click. Waterboy. Happy Gilmore. Everyone's yet. But that one is not been watched. The Last Ship, the complete first series. I have watched that and it's really good.
Never watched the end of it.
I haven't watched the end yet because I don't have the end of it. I've got Last Ship Season 2. I'm sure I've got the Last Ship Season 3 somewhere, but it should really be in this pile put together, but it's not.
Brilliant series.
The Lego Movie, Blu-ray 3D, look at the state of this. Really need to chuck out some and change some of these cases. This one's shocking, look at the state of that one. Haven't seen the Lego Movie. Huntsman the Winter War, have seen this, thought it was good. Change that case as well. Classic with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I know this is sealed, but I have watched this movie several times. Hard Target. Great movie. I like the bit. There's a bit on YouTube that you watch when he rescues her for the first time, and it's always classy. John Woo film. Classic. Jean-Claude Van Damme there. Sons of Anarchy Season 7. That shouldn't be in there because that is going, because my wife has a complete collection, so I don't need to keep that. Smiley, that was one of the pound ones I got from the Music Magpie. I think it was buy one get one free for £1, and it was £1 each or something like that. I took that one and I haven't watched it yet. Probably we'll get to it at some point. He says, lionly. From the deck of the American Psychos, Billy Bob Thornton and Kim Basinger. Amber Heard. Uh-oh.
Do not mention that name in this house.
The Informers. I haven't watched it. Tears in the Sun. Have watched it. Good Bruce Willis movie with Monica Bellucci. About war. Pretty relevant to what's going on right now. Good movie. Spider-Man 3. Everyone hated this. I didn't think it was that great. Oh, what's that? This right over it. Let me sort that. 31, a Rob Zombie film. But I haven't watched it. Doesn't mean I won't. my only Region 1 Blu-ray, and I don't have a Region 3 player anymore. And so it's still sealed, and that's Battle of Britain, ironically. Need to change that for a British version. District 9. Didn't like this movie at first, and I watched it again. I'm reserving judgment on that one for now because I never watched it enough to, shall we say, give an accurate opinion. But the second time around, it was a bit better. The Package. I haven't watched it yet, but I've only just recently got that one. Sexy Beast. I haven't watched that one either. Again, just recently got. Birdman. Have had this in my collection for a long time, but only watched it last year, and I think it's a great movie with Michael Keaton and Edward Norton. I think it's a really, really good movie. In Bruges, another great movie. And I tell you, the funniest bit is when they're at the tower and they're trying to get up the stairs, and there's some funny jokes in it. Captain America the Winter Soldier. Have seen it, but it's a long time ago. So I really need to refresh my memory on it, but for what I remember, it was really good. As I say, there's no particular order to my movies in this particular shelf. So I'm about to change my piles in a second, but I've got one last movie to show you first, and that is, I'll take the stickers off. The Woman, recently purchased, still not watched yet. So there we go. I'll pause till I get my next ones done. Oh, so that was a bit longer break than I thought. Stopped and made a cup of tea. And it's too hot, so by the time I finish the video it should be done. Or during. So there we go. So let's get on to the next one. Quiet Ones. Haven't seen it. Death Warrant with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Haven't seen it, but I do wish to see it. Is this one of his good phase ones? Death Warrant. I'm not sure. Death Warrant 1990, it will be. Max Payne. I haven't watched it. The Man with the Iron Fist. I haven't watched it. New Year's Eve, surprisingly, have watched it, and it wasn't that great.
You only got that because I watched it.
Didn't like it.
Got some budget in it.
Pompeii with an Iceland titular slip, Jon Snow himself. That was actually an alright movie. I didn't think it was terrible. When I said I didn't think it was terrible, I mean it was okay, it was passable.
It was good.
Prisoners. Outstanding movie. Outstanding. This one. With Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Really, really good movie. And I watched this 2 or 3 times and there was a twist in it. And I didn't get it, I don't think, right till the end. And even now, because I've not watched it recently, I still can't remember where it was. So that's a very, very rewatchable movie. One Day with Anne Hathaway and James Stewart. Got it at the charity shop. I haven't watched it. Can I watch this movie? I'm very sorry. I can't put it on because every time I put it on, my wife cries. What movie are we talking about, Arlene?
The Green Mile.
Wrong. But
Which
she
one?
cries at that one too.
Which one this time? Oh God, I howl like that.
Armageddon. Every time I put it on at night, or when I'm going to watch it, she goes, "Did they put that on? I'll cry."
Well, I do.
And but I like this movie, and I watch this is very rewatchable, very rewatchable, classic. Who's it done that again? It's Michael Bay, isn't it? Like Jerry Bruckheimer and Michael Bay. You can tell, over the top, space, meteor movie. Really, really good. Very rewatchable. The Space Between Us. Heard this is really, really good, but I haven't watched it. Gary Oldman. Yeah, so There you go. Dad's Army the movie. As you can see, I got at the charity shop. Haven't watched it. The Happiest Day of Your Life. £2 at the charity shop. Again, haven't watched it. Oh, Zombie. I'm surprised I've not watched this one because it sounds like a good concept. I know it's going to be terrible, but that's probably why I've not watched it yet. Pay the Ghost. Haven't watched it. Piranha 3D. I've watched it and actually really enjoyed it. Christopher Lloyd's in this one and he plays a good part. So is Elizabeth Shue. I know it's cheesy comedy, but I do enjoy it. Point Blank. I think it's a Poundland special. Never watched it. Man Down. Have watched this halfway through and I fell asleep. I never went back to it. So, give it another chance. Devils of War. Look, told you I do like my Nazi zombie movies, but I haven't watched that one yet either. Sinister 2. Haven't watched it. I haven't watched Sinister 1. Ocean's 13. I've watched it, but it's been some years. I think this is the only one I've got. I don't think I've got Oceans 11 and 12. I'll check. We'll soon see. We'll soon see, won't we? Mummy. Tomb of the Dragon Empire. Brendan Fraser. That's the second one, isn't it? I've seen this, but it was a long time ago. This one, I haven't watched it yet. Ed Harris, David Duchovny, but I do like a good submarine movie. There's a story behind this one, but I'll be honest with you, but if I tell it, the video will be too long. So, no, let's just tell it. Why not? So, I bought this movie on DVD, and I gave some DVDs to my dad to watch, and I hadn't watched them yet. And I was really, really looking forward to watching this movie. And he went and gave them away at the charity shop after he'd watched my movies. I was like, I haven't seen that yet, I just bought it. And so actually Pete Blurry Bullet Britt sent me that one, and I always planned to watch it, and I always still do, and I've just never got round to it since then. But there you go. Paul Walker in Vehicle 19. I haven't watched it.
Good.
The Double with Richard Gere and Channing Tatum. It's Channing Tatum, isn't it? It looks like Channing Tatum. Maybe it's not. What else we got? What? Push! Sci-fi action movie, sci-fi superpowers movie. It actually has Captain America in it and Dakota Fanning. I actually really enjoyed this one. Sucker Punch. Have seen it. Only watched it halfway through, didn't like it. Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension. Don't think I've watched it. Brothers. Haven't watched it. Or have I? My memory's terrible. The Roommate. Haven't watched it. As one of my subscribers said, Larry, I'm going to get teachers with that, because that's going to be my catchphrase. Hasn't he watched it? Pan's Labyrinth. Haven't watched it. Tomorrowland, A World Beyond. Again, I've watched half of that. I need to stop doing that. Just watch the whole thing. We've already started, may as well finish, yeah? But sometimes it's late at night. Purge Collection. The Purge Anarchy and Purge Election Year. Got this at the charity shop, I think I paid £5 for it, and it was just out at the time. And I've only seen the first one. Is there more? There's more than 3 Purge movies, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Hitman 47, Poundland Special, I haven't watched it. Rise of the Craze, I haven't watched it. Resident Evil Retribution, have watched it. Long time ago. Another rental copy one, I need to remedy that. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. I thought this was a really, really good movie, and it was supposed to get a trilogy, and it never happened. And it's got Vision. What's his name? Who plays Vision? Paul Bettany. Is that it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul Bettany and Russell Crowe. Obviously left this sticker on too long. And that was a really good movie, and I enjoy that one. Definitely like that one, Russell Crowe. See, as I'm going through this, I'm looking in my collection because I'm pretty sure I've got Cinderella Man on Blu-ray and I really want to watch it, so we'll get to that. Doctor Who, Spearhead from Space. I haven't watched it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Have watched it. It was alright, but I didn't like when you cheat on your wife on set. That's just no right. No, that's right anywhere, but on set. And who would cheat on Jennifer Aniston anyway? Yeah, honestly. That is what happened there. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Planet Dinosaur 3D. Got it because we're in the charity shop for 50p. I haven't watched it. I haven't asked if I'm in the centre.
Yeah.
Idris Elba in The Take. I haven't watched it, but I'm going to watch it. I've stopped quite watched a few of his things lately and it's pretty good. So, again, it's always good to have a good selection to watch when you want. R.I.P.D. Everybody hates this movie, but I like it. I watched it several times. I think it's really funny. I know it's a Men in Black riff-off, I know that, but it's still really good. I think it's
I just
great.
think it's funny, the Men in Black.
I think it's good. I just think this gets too much hate. I think it's a decent movie. Tom Cruise in Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I've seen this one, but it's not been for a long time. But Fallout is my absolute favourite one of those movies. Mel Gibson and How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Not watched it, but I'm a big Mel Gibson fan. Born to Raise Hell with Steven Seagal. Not watched it. It's one of his later attempts, isn't it? When he's not so good. The Sweeney. I haven't watched it. And after this one, I'm going to need to pause again and do my spells. This one is Precious Cargo, again with Bruce Willis. This is where he's trying to pay the bills on it, so I don't know. It's just not great. So let's pause it and get my next piles up. My tea's cool enough now, but I've still got 2 piles to do. Then it's a long video. So let's keep going. Superman the movie, absolute classic. What Devil 4K. I know it's on HMV for $9.99 right now, but too much money. And what I mean is there's too many movies and too much money to spend to get everything upgraded to what you want it to. So I do it over time, and you know I do it on a budget. Mississippi Burning, great movie. Gene Hackman, William Dafoe, absolute classic. Twilight, the story so far. No. Thing is, my daughter and that watch my movies, so
She'll not enjoy them.
Don't know.
No.
So that's why I keep. And then sometimes people go to me, "Have you got that, Dad? Have you got that movie?" And I say, "Aye." And I see when they say no, I'm like, I have to say no. It's not great. I don't like
She'll
it.
not enjoy them.
Warm Bodies, hated it. Absolutely hated it. The Fifth Element. Enjoyed that movie. Not as much as a lot of people, but it's still a good movie. Burt Lancaster and Kurt Russell in Gunfight at the OK Corral. I haven't watched it, but I've got it if I want to. World War Z with Brad Pitt. Good movie. Enjoyed it. I believe there's a follow-up to this one. I actually think it's really... I actually think it's a decent zombie movie. Decent. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Bought it, but I haven't watched it yet. The original. Who hasn't seen this? We need a bigger boat. Oh, absolute classic history. I think that was great acting. Great acting. We're going to need a bigger boat. The Cell. I haven't watched it just like last time. Pandorum. That's what it says. The Cell squared.
That's what I thought.
Pandorum with Dennis Quaid. I've watched this. I thought it was an okay sci-fi movie, but it is worthy of Poundland. The X-Men Dangerous Joss Whedon again, charity shop find. I haven't watched it. Absolute classic. Planes, trains and automobiles. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving over here, but I think once Thanksgiving comes over here, I'm going to celebrate by watching that. What a good movie that is. John Candy and Steve Martin. Another favourite of mine, and I've just recently got this one on Blu-ray, and it's Rain of Fire. Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale. Really, really good movie. I think it's very underrated. I've watched it loads of times. I think it's a great one. Tigerland with Colin Farrell. Good tank movie. Well, say that, but it's been a while since I watched it. Traitor. I haven't watched it. The Mutant Chronicles. I've watched it, and I actually think it's a pretty decent sci-fi action. Thomas Jane, Ron Perlman, and the guy who in Dog Soldiers.
Which guy for Dog Soldiers?
The sergeant, the same one I showed you the other time. Is that him? World Trade Center. Watched that the other night there. Did you watch it?
Yes.
And it was really late at night, and my wife was supposed to go to work, but she stayed up and watched it.
And cried like a baby.
Again, I think it's a good movie. Nicolas Cage. You know what I'm going to do?
Because it was good seeing, if the best bit.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Terrible. There's a Few Good Men. Again, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon should be on the front. Get Kevin Bacon down there. Top Gun. Who hasn't seen that one? Probably lots of people now have said that. Classic, and the second one's coming out soon as well. Young Guns. Great movie. I'm sure I had this on another shelf, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Really good movie, but I'm going to look back at my other shelves and see what's on there. Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. Haven't watched it. Frozen. Haven't watched it. Fantasia. 2000. Haven't watched it. Oh, that's the original. Have watched Fantasia. Good movie. Great music. Cars 3. Haven't watched it. Cars 2 haven't watched it. Not as good as the first. I like when Maters try to be a spy. Cars. Absolute classic. Jungle Book. This is the live action one. I haven't watched it, but I picked that up really cheap on Music Magpie. It's funny to look at my selection. In the middle of my Disney's, what have I got? George Romero's Survival for the Dead. I haven't seen it, but I did buy it because I seen it. I think I seen it in CX. That's why I buy a lot of the movies, because sometimes they don't come up, and then when you actually do want to watch them, you've not got them. Bambi, classic, absolute classic.
Cried like a baby.
Beauty and the Beast, another classic. Peter Pan, great movie, inspired so many movies. Peter Pan. Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, all classics. Little Mermaid, I must have seen this so many times because my sisters watched it. So I'm getting put off here. My sisters used to watch this all the time. Every morning this was on in my house. Every morning. So I sort of started liking it as well because I've seen it like 100 times. The wee crab's good. What's his name? How can I know his name?
Is it Sebastian?
That's right. That is right. It's Sebastian.
I've never seen it all the way through.
Monsters University, haven't seen it. Monsters Inc. have seen it and watched it the other night there. Good movie. And as I say, watched it in the MRI machine with my daughter without sound. Well, I wasn't in the machine, but there you go. Boss Baby, haven't seen it, but my son wanted that one. And he's watched that quite a few times. Epic 3D, haven't watched it. Home on the Range, B-movie, haven't watched them. Who hasn't seen Dumbo? And this is where physical media comes in its own. They're talking about taking out the crows in Dumbo because of the racist connotations. Now, obviously, I don't agree with racism in any way, shape or form, but you can't pretend that it didn't happen. You can't just take it out and pretend it didn't happen. Dumbo. Glad I've got that one. Secret Life of Pets. I've watched it. Great movie. Absolutely great movie. Watched that a couple of times. Big Hero 6. Just recently got that. Haven't seen it. Iron Sky. Haven't seen it. Inside Out. Watched that a few times. My son likes to watch this one. And we have a 17-year-old daughter. It's sort of quite relevant. The Raid. Haven't watched it. You don't watch Inside Out?
No.
You should. You should absolutely watch Inside Out. It explains the teenagers. Sort of. Eagle Eye. Brilliant movie. Enjoy this. Watch this over and over again. Really should take kind of up the case on that one. Firewall. I haven't watched it. And remember I had Jaws earlier? I've got Jaws again, and there's a reason I've got Jaws again, because when I got this for Cash Converters, it's got Jaws 3 in it. But it hasn't got the case for Jaws 3. So I need to sort that out as well. But it's got Jaws 3 in this case. Doctor Who, Time of the Doctor. I haven't watched it yet. Detroit. Have watched it. Thought it was a pretty good movie. Cats and Dogs 1 and 2. Haven't watched it. And John Flickinger's absolute favourite movie to finish off with. Jake Gyllenhaal and Nightcrawler. So that's the end of part 3. Hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll be filming parts 4 very soon. Thanks guys.